I hope everyone can hear me. Good morning, everyone. My camera's. Can everyone hear me? Everyone on the call, can everyone hear me before we get started?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. Okay, I am failing to switch on my camera, but good morning, everyone. Good morning. My name is Grace Kashivena, and I will be conducting today's awareness session. I'm an empowerment specialist from South Essential IT. And over the next 8 weeks, we will cover a series of topics. Today is just the first topic, and 7 weeks from now, we will cover each topic for the awareness session. Each session is an hour, 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock a.m. You are free to interact with the session, but please leave questions, and comments for the end of the session, just because of time, so we fit in everyone's questions and comments. So to get started, we usually play a pre-recorded video by the Minister of Information of the Ministry of Information Communication Technology, Honorable Emma Theophilus, where she shares about the awareness strategy and why we have a cybersecurity awareness strategy, and also that we signed an MOU. South Essential IT signed an MOU with MICT to conduct the sessions and also to teach every Namibian nation how to be cyber healthy. Cybersecurity is everyone's responsibility. Please join everyday session to be updated on what the threats what threats are out there and how you can protect yourself and your colleagues. All right, let me just get started with the first video, which is the video by the Minister, Honorable Emma Theophilus. Can everybody hear the video? Just with a thumbs up, can everyone hear and see the video on my screen? Awesome. Thank you. All right, so that was the minister just giving you a brief explanation of why we have the cybersecurity awareness session and why it's important. On our agenda for today's session, we'll be looking at cybercrime. Just a quick definition, maybe for those of you that don't know what is cybercrime, we'll be looking at personal information and how your personal information can be used against you, especially if you're compromised. We'll be looking at risky spaces. Where are those places where cyber criminals can find you and can attack you? And we'll be looking at social engineering and a Q&A at the end of the session. Just some house rules before we continue. Please mute yourself at all times. Unless you want to say something, raise your hand and I will give you the platform. All right. Cybercrime. What is cybercrime? Cybercrime is any crime that happens online using technology. Criminals use the internet to steal your money, your personal information, or they trick you into scams. The examples of cybercrimes that we'll also be looking at on today's session is hacking. Criminals break into your accounts, and then scams, as certain scams like fake job offers, lottery winnings, or romance scams or stealing of money. And also identity theft. These are some of the crimes that are happening, but there are many more. Someone pretends to be you online, and also phishing, fake emails or messages that steal passwords. Cybercrime is here. Just because Namibia has a small population doesn't mean we're immune to cybercrime. Cyber threats are real and happening right here. Anyone can be a target. So stay alert. Here, what you see on your screen is some of the examples that has happened. A lot of companies, when they do go through either a ransomware or an attack, they don't communicate or they don't let the public know, but they are happening. These are just some of the companies like last year in December, Telecom, a hacker group exfiltrated customer data by its systems and posted it on the dark web. NWR, for example, or the National Petroleum Corporation of Namibia was left with an egg on its face after paying 2 million Namibian dollars made for a Malaysian supplier into the wrong account in Estonia. So these are just some of the incidences that has happened in organizations in Namibia. Some companies don't report. Recently, we heard about Paratis and many others that don't report, but just to give you a brief or just to give you an overview that it is happening, it's out there. And just with a click of a button, an employee clicking a button can jeopardize a whole organization. What we like to say here is that you are the last line of defense. There's only so much we can teach you. There's only so much information that we can feed you. But at the end of the day, you need to go sit down and go review your settings online, go review your digital presence and see what is it that can compromise you as an individual or as an employee of an organization. In this video, we'll be looking at personal information. What is personal information and how you can protect your personal information online. Yes, so just an overview of what the video was saying. Using personal information in your passwords, such as your name, your birth date, or phone number, can make your accounts more vulnerable. So, um, you should not use your personal information when you're creating passwords because you can breach yourself. Your personal information can be compromised. It can be used to access your accounts. Let's say, for example, you're using your personal information in your banking accounts, and the cyber criminals is able to hack you just by looking at your digital platform or your digital identity, your digital presence, and they access this personal information and they're able to hack into your financial accounts. So what you can do also to protect yourself when using your personal information, um, to have your two-factor authentication installed. This is MFA. You can find it on your Apple Store, uh, Samsung. So your iStore or your stores that you buy your app. Sorry. So this is where you can um, verify that you are who you say you are, especially if your accounts have been compromised. It is essential to use strong and unique passwords. Be cautious with the information you share online. Keep software and your security systems updated and educate yourself about the online threats to better protect your personal data. What are the risky spaces where cyber criminals can get you? You can see here all all online platforms are risky spaces. We're not saying don't have accounts on Twitter, on Instagram, on all of these things. Just be cautious of what you share out there. Go review your settings. For example, free Wi-Fi at a coffee shop, airport, or malls isn't always secure. Hackers can intercept your data and steal your passwords or banking details. So if you must use free Wi-Fi and it's an urgent matter that you need to attend to or so forth, and you don't have data, avoid logging into sensitive accounts, your banking or your work emails. If you really have to, do it fast and log out immediately. Use a VPN to encrypt your connection. Turn off auto connect to Wi-Fi networks. Another thing also to be cautious of when you're using these platforms online. Review your media privacy settings. Your personal data is valuable. Check your settings on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and Instagram. What is it that you have shared? What is it that can compromise you? Who are your friends? Are they really your friends or they're just there to spy on you? And also, using the same password everywhere is like using one key for all your doors. If a hacker gets one, they can get everything. They can get into all your accounts. Be selective with friend requests. The same way you wouldn't let a stranger into your house, it's the same way you shouldn't just accept any random friend request from people you don't know. All right. Moving on, this is just a video that was collected by NBC News, just discussing or showing people or the public of what the dangers are out there in Namibia currently. What are the scams that are out there in Namibia currently? You will find various scams in Namibia. There's different types of scams that are out there, like fake job offers, where scammers post fake job offers or job ads to send messages pretending to be from recruiters. What you should know is that legitimate employers, people that are really, putting real adverts out there, don't charge you to apply for a job. Verify if the company verify if the company is legitimate through official websites or social media. Be cautious of job offers that seem too good to be true. Another scam that you can also find is online shopping and marketplace scams. Meet the person before paying for goods. Use secure payment methods. Avoid sending money via e-wallet before confirming. Check the seller reviews and settings. For example, if it's a company that has an online presence, go check the ratings and the reviews. See if it's really legitimate. Also, mobile money and e-wallet fraud, that's a very common one here in Namibia, where a lot of our elders are losing their hard-earned pension money, just through accepting a phone call or answering a phone call from somebody pretending to be from a certain company and they need their PIN and so forth. Never share your PIN or your OTP with anyone. Verify promotions directly with official bank or MTC offices. If someone claims they sent money by mistake, check with your bank before refunding. Another common one is fake land and property sales. Always verify property ownership with the deeds office or real estate agents. Never pay money before viewing a property in person. Also, even after viewing, make sure that this person is really the owner of the apartment or the place that you are trying to buy. Verify with different means like real estate agents or the bank and so forth. Deal only with registered real estate agents or people that really are the owners of the house. Don't always go through a middleman or middle man in the middle agent or somebody that's pretending to sell the house or whatever, and they're not really registered as an agent. A quick takeaway or a takeaway from this video also: verify information before sharing details. What are the types of attacks that are out there? Like I said, there's many attacks and scams out there, but the most common one is ransomware, malware, and domain spoofing. Malware is a software that is specifically designed to disrupt or damage or gain unauthorized access to a computer system. Just by clicking a link, malware can easily be installed. A link that is not, legitimate or uh, that has viruses or whatever the case can easily um, install malware on your PC. Another one is domain spoofing, a common form of phishing, which occurs when an attacker appears to use a company's domain to impersonate a company or one of its employees. This can be done by sending emails with false domain names, which appear legitimate, or by setting up websites with slightly altered characters that read as correct. Let me just use an example of our domain. Our domain is salt.na. If you're sending an email, it's grace.kashivena@salt.na. So what cyber criminals do is that they change various characters. Like for example, the A, they make it a O, and you don't see this. You don't pay attention to these details. So this is how they can easily get you. You think this is an email from your colleague, and you just click on it without verifying the sender. Real world example of domain spoofing attack. In 2017, attackers used email spoofing to impersonate a CEO and trick a finance employee into transferring 100 million to fraudulent accounts. So this attack is known as business email compromise, BEC, which it exploited human trust and a lack of security controls. Also, another type of attack is a man in the middle attack. A man in the middle attack happens when a cyber criminal secretly intercepts and attacks or alters communication between two parties without their knowledge. The attacker then steals sensitive information by injecting a malicious content or impersonate a trusted entity to manipulate data. Also, Wi-Fi eavesdropping is what man in the middle attack can be. Attackers set up fake free Wi-Fi hotspots. You're probably at the coffee shop or you're in the mall and you want to post something, and they use this types of public places to create fake free Wi-Fi, and they intercept data and connect users and steal your data and so forth. So this is why we need to be very cautious when we're using free Wi-Fi. We need to be cautious when we're receiving emails from people that we don't usually have communication with. Verify the legitimacy of those people before clicking on anything. Do not click on any link. Hover your mouse over the link to see if it's really legitimately the link that they say they are. For example, if you received an email from the bank and they say click on this link, verify that link by hovering your mouse. Don't click on it, just hover your mouse to see the complete link address. All right. In this next video, we'll be looking at anatomy of an attack. This was a video made by our SALT employees, just showing you how attackers make time. There's a hand up, yes, by Kakunga.
Sorry, do you mind increasing the volume of the video?
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you so much. So as I was saying, the anatomy of an attack is a video created to show you how cyber criminals can sit, on the back end and make enough research about each and every employee, or mostly targeted employees are the finance managers or the CEOs or the sales department. You know how sales are always hungry for sales, and they just communicate with people that are looking for certain items and products. There's a hand up by John. Go ahead, John. Yes, John. Okay. So I'll just play the video.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, John, go ahead.
Talking about how to detect phishing links. What did you say?
Come again?
Are you talking about how to verify a link in a phishing email?
Yes. I spoke
How
about that earlier, yes.
do you do that?
I said another tip that you can do is hover your mouse over a link. Let's say you received an email from the bank. You usually receive emails from the bank giving you your statements and so forth. But in this
Mm-hmm.
case, they send you a link as an attachment.
Mm-hmm.
And because you're used to having communication with the bank, you think it's legitimate. Rather hover your mouse over the link than clicking on it. By hovering your mouse, you just place the mouse on the link without clicking on it, and then it shows you the complete address. If it's a malicious link, it always shows you the content of it.
What if they spoof the domain?
What if they
Because it's
if
what
they
if they
spoof the
dis-
domain? Then you need to check the details of the domain. Is it fnbnamibia.com.na, or is it fnb with an O in the middle somewhere there? You need to verify that. And if you're having suspicions about that domain, call the FNB and ask them, did they send an email saying this type of things, or sending an attachment link and so forth? Uh,
Okay.
I hope that's
And
clear.
about ransomware. What are the signs that maybe one can pick up when the system is under the attack or it's infected?
Usually, sometimes you lose control over your computer. You have no access whatsoever. Like your computer just goes blank, or a certain download is happening in the back. Some of these things you don't see when you click on it. You don't see, but when you realize that you have clicked on a malicious link, always change your password immediately. Remove your internet if you haven't connected to the Wi-Fi. Disconnect immediately. Remove your Ethernet cable if you have logged on to. If you have used the Ethernet cable, remove it completely, or hand over your PC to ICT immediately if you feel like you have clicked on a link that is malicious. But
All
usually some
right.
of these attacks happen in the background. As soon as you click, hand over your PC immediately to the ICT department.
The IT will do the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I
John,
got it.
and everybody else, please keep the questions towards the end of the session, just so we don't interrupt, and write them
Okay,
down
okay,
in case you feel like you're
okay, okay.
forgetting, and we
Thank
can
you.
we can tackle them at the end. All right. So I'm gonna play the anatomy of an attack video. Sorry, I see there's a hand up. If the volume is a problem, I've put it on maximum on the video and also on my computer. Maybe it's on your end. Can you check your volume on your end? Thank you. All right. I see in the chats that some people could not see or hear the video. My apologies for that. Please note that we will share the recording of this session with everyone if you have missed any contents. But I think it's maybe an internet issue, either on your side. So my apologies for that, but we will share the video with everyone, the recorded version of the video with everyone. In summary of the video, the cybercriminal, firstly, as you saw in the video, they scouted for the target, and they got to the target either through a phishing email or weak passwords. But in this case, it was a phishing email. So what cybercriminals do is that they exploit a software flaw once target engages with the cybercriminal. Once the control is gained, they install a malware. Not long, the attack is launched, stealing data, spreading ransomware, or shutting down systems. Blackmailing or deleting of important information or create access for future attacks. This is what happens at the end. They blackmail or they delete important information. When you check on the right corner of the slide, this is just an example of my colleague Vanessa. She's a marketing manager, so she has a digital presence online, Facebook and LinkedIn and so forth. So what a cyber criminal can do, they can easily just, put two and two together and check her on all platforms and see what information can be compromised for her. And, they send her a message, we're having a certain offer or a campaign offer and so forth. And she clicks on those links and boom, they have access to the organization. So to be cautious and not compromise yourself or the organization, use strong passwords, enable MFA. I'll repeat this over and over again. Be vigilant and use two-factor authentications. Be cautious of unexpected emails or link. Keep the software updated to fix security holes. If it's a company PC and you feel like it's not up to date with the software updates, hand it over to the TC or the ICT department and let them help you update your softwares and your antiviruses and your firewalls and so forth. Report anything suspicious to your IT department. If you feel like might have clicked on a link that's malicious, don't keep quiet about it. Hand over your PC hand over your PC to the ICT department. Don't keep quiet about it because then you will jeopardize the company's network, not only yourself, but the company's network as well. All right. So just to give you a explanation or, just an image of how followers follow you on Facebook, this is how you can check. You go to on your right corner and you go for more. Followers are people that are not your friends, but people that can see what you post. So usually this happens if you don't if you on your setting, if it's not private and you allow anyone to see your profile, this is how you find many different followers following you. Also, when it comes to Facebook, criminals create fake profiles and then they send friend requests to gain trust. So once you've accepted their friend request, they can see more of your personal data. They can also impersonate you. Attackers might pretend to be a colleague or a mutual friend. And then what attackers also do on Facebook is they monitor your check-ins, your tagged locations, and your travel photos to predict movements. If you post a vacation status, your current vacation status, they know you're away, and they may attempt a physical breach or a cyber attack on your system. If you're away, that you might not have access to your PC, you might not be able to quickly, fix whatever breaches that you may have put yourself into. What you can do to protect yourself when it comes to Facebook and any other social media platform is limit your profile visibility. Set post and friend lists and work details to friends only or private. Be wary of friend requests. If you don't know them personally, don't accept. Separate work and personal logins. Use different passwords and enable multi-factor authentication. Don't use the same password that you're using for your work PC is the same one you're using for Facebook. Think before you post. Avoid sharing travel plans, especially in that current situation. You're just traveling right now and you're already posting current situation on my way to Okahanja, on my way to Swakop and so forth. Avoid that at all means because you don't know what other people are going to use that information for. Rather post when you have come back from the vacation or just don't post that current location where you are. Check for leaked passwords. Check if your data is exposed. Report suspicious messages and profiles. If you see too many people, maybe the same person that keeps sending you friend requests, that person might have been compromised. Somebody might have hacked their or impersonated them and hacked their profile. All right. And for LinkedIn, the reason why I chose Facebook and LinkedIn is because usually these are the most common places where cyber criminals use to spy on employees. They might spy on you just to access your organization. They're not just spying on you to maybe to steal from you, but also just verify or make sure that your digital presence is not compromising. How do you protect yourself on LinkedIn? Limit profile visibility by restrict who can see your personal data. As you can see on the screen there, you just click on settings and visibility. Be cautious with connection requests. Verify profiles before accepting. Don't just connect with anyone. Never share sensitive information. No employer will ask for credentials via LinkedIn. Again, hover over links before clicking. Check for suspicious URLs in the messages. And again, enable two-factor authentication on your email and LinkedIn. It adds an extra layer of security. It asks that person if it asks you if you are who you say you are, and are you trying to log into a certain place? Maybe you have logged in somewhere and you logged out, but somebody's trying to log in again. It gives you that verification. It gives you that notification that somebody's trying to log in. Is it you? So that's the biggest advantage of the two-factor authentication. Also, report suspicious profiles and messages. This helps prevent fraud for others. And lastly, on our agenda for today, social engineering. Social engineering, what criminals do is they sit and prepare and engineer research on the victim, like we saw in the anatomy of an attack video. They prepare their information. They make sure that they know you completely and they have access to you. They build assurance that a social engineer posts as a genuine person in attempt to build trust with you. And then thirdly, they persuade you. The social engineer manipulates victim into releasing private data. And lastly, they exploit you. Social engineer stops communication with the victim and makes their attack. And then after that, they can blackmail you or bribe you into paying a certain ransom amount for your information not to be leaked or released. A takeaway from today's session: be aware. Criminals are fast and smart. They work more than 8 hours a day. They use any means to get your personal information via seemingly legit methods. We are a team. They are our elders in remote areas that don't have access to this information that we have. So make it your responsibility to share this information. You know, a lot of our elders are receiving calls from people claiming to be from MTC. They want a certain amount and they must send their PIN and password and username and so forth. And they're easily falling victim to these things because, you know, they're old, they're not aware of what's out there. So we need to work as a team and help let them be aware of what's out there. If it is too good to be true, it probably is. Be careful by all means. Be vigilant when you're using online platforms. All right. At the MICT, in collaboration with SALT, have created an iSecure bot, which is a WhatsApp bot. What you see on your screen here is a QR code on your right. You can scan the QR code and it will take you directly to the chat, or you can SMS it via WhatsApp on the number 0851732873. As you can see on your screen, this bot it offers an interactive platform for parents, children, businesses to ask questions and receive information, guidance, and links to training and informational videos, and so much more. So in case we haven't answered your questions today or you haven't covered the topics that you're really interested to know about, you can send it an SMS or a message and it will respond to you immediately. It will also share links to videos that you can watch in your free time to be aware and cautious. To be aware of what's out there. So I'll just give you a chance to scan the code or take down the number. Which is 0851732873. Okay. At the end of every session, we have a test. This is a test just for your own good, just to test your knowledge of what you know and what you don't know. I can also share the link to the tests in the chat for those of you that can't scan. So please take part in that test. Just answer it and answer the questions that are there. Test your knowledge. So I've shared the link in the chat for those of you that can't scan the QR code to the forms, which is a test. It will take you directly to a form that you can answer your name, your email address, and also ask you questions of what you have learned on today's session. I think we can use this platform also to ask questions, to interact. Was today's session informative? Are you now aware of what is out there and how you can protect yourself? Any questions and comments? Maybe you also want to share an experience that you have experienced. You can share it also on this platform. Yes, Kakunga, go ahead.
Um, Good afternoon. I just wanted to ask good morning. Actually, I wanted to ask a question. Um,
Yes,
let's
good
say
morning.
let's say an organization doesn't have enough resources. Do you think they should focus their resources on preventing cybersecurity attacks or on strong incident response plans?
Sorry, come again. I didn't hear that last part.
Should companies focus their resources on preventing cyber attacks, or should they focus more on strong incident response plans, and why?
Okay, let me just quickly take this question by Jesse Amunyela, then I'll get back to you on that. Yes, Amunyela.
Yeah, hi. I just wanted to speak on what I've seen regarding a lot of these links that people actually post around in Namibia, or at least from what I've seen with regards to the scammers. People tend to use links coming from the website tinyurl. So a lot of the time you get like in these job groups and stuff like that, you get like a link that says company so and so is recruiting, or who and who is got vacancies and stuff like that, or MTC. But then when you look at the link, it always says tiny URL or something like that, a website similar to that. So I think the first thing you need to do is look at the actual website name and see if it corresponds with the agenda.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jesse. The question that I got was from Kakunga about the company's cybersecurity or incident reporting. Just to answer you on that is that companies should prioritize both cybersecurity and incident reporting. You know, it's part of a holistic approach to safeguarding their whole operations. The emphasis on it will depend on the organization's specific needs and stage of development, but it is important to have both protected in protection in place. I hope that answers your question. You also asked why. While cybersecurity focuses on prevention, incident reporting ensures that when breaches do happen, the company can respond swiftly and learn from the event. Without strong cybersecurity, organizations are more vulnerable to attacks, while without robust incident reporting, organizations may fail to react quickly to breaches. You know, think of the the bigger picture. Think of what you can lose, what is at stake. I mean, if you have nothing in place, if you don't have, you don't invest the right resources into this cybersecurity and incident reporting, your company will just shut down, and you will have no company existing because hackers will easily breach everything and have access to your whole data. You know, some companies also get held by ransomware, millions and millions of dollars. You know, and some companies are not able to pay that. They either have to retrench or close down the company completely. So this is why you need to be safeguarding everything for continuous business operations. I hope that answers your question. There was also a question in the chat by Alexandra Marquez. He asked whether if software or tools if there are software or tools available that can be used to run passwords, test, check for vulnerabilities. In my research here, there are several tools or software tools services available that can help you run passwords, check for vulnerabilities, and access the overall security of your accounts. There is what you call Have I Been Pawned? This website allows you to check if your email address or password has been involved in a data breach. There is also How Secure Is My Password? Tools like this, tools like How Secure Is My Password can test the strength of your password by estimating how long it takes for a hacker to crack. There is these different types of software and tools. You know, just make your research. Also, if you're not ICT, rather ask them what tools they have in place and you want them to be maybe installed or you want it to be installed on your devices and so forth. Don't don't always take matters into your own hands. If you are not in ICT, ask the ICT that are well versed in this type of things. There's a hand up by John. Go ahead, John. Yes, John? Or anybody else that has more questions? Comments? Anything? Trevor says the session was informative and I would love to have the recording of the session. Yes, I will be sharing the recording, the form, and also the number and the WhatsApp bot with everyone that has registered for the session. Even those that didn't attend today's session, I will be sharing all of these links and all of these recordings with them. I'll be sharing it with everyone. There's a hand by Kakunga.
Ma'am, another question. What's
Yes.
the best way of protecting data when when you're working remotely?
The best way that I would advise is by having VPN encryption installed. If you're not aware how to do that, rather consult your ICT department. Have VPN encryption installed. So this helps you protect your network, not only your devices or your system, but also the whole organization as a whole. Does that answer your question? I hope. Yes, John. You are welcome to ask.
Sorry, my mic was off last time. I was asking about
Yes.
scam calls, scam calls. They're actually software that you can spoof a phone number, and
Mm-hmm.
it makes like difficult to notice, right? Because normally you check we have MTC numbers and telecom numbers. At least you
Mm-hmm.
know that this is an MTC. Why is the person saying that I work for NTC and you calling it a private number? You know?
Yeah.
Now there is this technique of phone spoofing
Mm-hmm.
where I can spoof the exact FNB number, right? Now I'm asking, is there a way like to how can I pick that up that this number is spoofed?
Okay, I'm not quite well versed in that, but I can make my research and email you that. But also, something a thing that you need to be cautious of is when you receive calls from unknown numbers. I know there are people that are applying for jobs or having communication with certain organizations. You get a call from an unknown number. If the person tells you, no, I have this certain amount of money that you have won, give me your
Uh,
PIN and something like that, and they tell you what organization they're from, rather say, I'll call you
yeah,
back and hang up and call MTC themselves, or send that number also to MTC so they block that number so they don't be calling other people as well.
that's actually easy, but okay. Okay. Do you work in cybersecurity?
No, I'm just a trainer. I'm just an empowerment specialist. But I
Okay.
have a team of
And
experts in our organization that can help you in case maybe
okay,
you do want an assessment done on your organization. You can
okay,
just answer the form. There is a section in the form where it asks you, do you want us to contact you or do you want us to do an incident report and all of these things? Just answer that form, and then we will contact you, or my ICT department will contact you.
okay. And
Yes.
just to add on to what you said about phishing,
Yes.
people shouldn't just expect a link, right? So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes they can put a payload into an image. Sometimes it's a music, not just always a link. But it's even easier right now. I mean, these days to pick up a phishing link. So now they're
Mm,
using like those hard to pick up techniques,
mm,
yeah, like images, and this is for informational purposes for whoever is in here, listening for our audience.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, John. Thank you very much. There's a question by Jamie Lee N. The Seder note. Does cybersecurity incident reporting assist with taking down the attackers? Well, let me just say it does not directly take down attackers, but it plays a significant role in the overall response and investigation process. It provides the vital information who the attacker is, and how you can stop them and block them from attacking you again. I hope that answers your question. But some incident reporting does take down the attackers completely. It just depends on the type of resources that you have to access that attacker. I hope that answers your question. Are there any more questions on the floor? Are there any more questions and comments? All right, if there is no more questions and comments, thank you very much for joining today's session. Thank you for interacting, everyone. Thank you for taking part and listening. I hope you have learned something. I hope you can take away something. I hope you can protect yourself by all means, not only yourself, but also your organization and your family members and your colleagues. I will see you again here the same time, next week, Friday, the same time. We will be sharing the links to the registration so you can register and be alerted and reminded of when the next session is done, when the next session will happen. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Have a great Friday. I see there's a hand up by Jesse. Yes, Jesse, quickly go ahead.
No, the hand was by accident. It's fine. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.